Alright, hi guys, so welcome. So today we will be creating a logo, a simple, quick logo in Canva. So first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys how to turn on your guidelines and margins. So you're going to come here on files over on your left hand side. You're going to go on view settings, and then you're going to select the option that says shows rulers and margins. Once you have done that, it will automatically showcase these lines up here and these lines on the left and one at the top. So now that we have gotten that done, let's go. So now I'm going to bring down my ruler line there, and I'm then going to go over to element on my left hand side. Once I've done that, I'm going to type in letter frames, and I'm going to spell the word that I need. I have to type the letters individually. So the frames are normally in the fourth row. So now I'm going to select the T that I need. I'm going to see all, and you have the option to choose what you need. So I'll be selecting this T here, and I'll be just placing it out on the line. So what I do, I normally have two lines, one at the bottom, one at the top, so it helps me to proper outline the words to ensure that everything is on the letters are on the same measurement. Next, I'm going to type in letter frame R, so you have to spell this individually. So next I have the R, placing the R on the line, ensuring that it's on the T and the R is on the same height. Next thing, I'm just going to spell it out. I'm going to type the word E. Once I've got the word E, I'm going to grab that E and I'm going to bring it here, make sure and ensure that everything is on the same height. Next thing, I'm going to go for the letter N, and I'm going to grab an N that I would love to use for this logo here. So remember, we will have a line at the top and one at the bottom, so this will better help us to outline and ensure that everything is on the same height. Next thing, I'm going to search for a D, because I'm spelling the word trends. Then next and finally is S, and I'm just going to grab an S that I would love to use, and I'm just going to grab that there, size it down. So what I'm going to do now is just to group from the T to the D, just to space it off a bit from the S so that I have room to fit the S. Alright, I'm just going to do that again. So I need to have room for the S, and I'm just going to. So now that I have spelled the word trends, I'm going to see if I can get a comma. There's a comma, and I'm going to place the comma in between the S and the D. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Now I'm going to change the color of the page. So in order to change the color of the page, you have to touch here and then select whatever color background. So I'm just going to use this light pink so that you guys can better see what's happening. So I'm just going to zoom out just to look and to ensure that everything is on the line as though I wanted it to be. And everything is on the same height. So now I'm just going to remove these lines by bringing them back to the top, removing them, bringing up to the top, just like that. Now the next thing that I'm going to do, in order to group your text, is you have to have the cursor or your mouse at least an inch or half inch away from the word, and then you just drag the cursor over into everything, and then you will select group. Once you have done that, you are able to, so my camera wasn't grouped inside this, so now I need to go ahead and ensure that it's grouped. So once you have done and grouped everything, now you are able to actually move it wherever you need it to be, right? So the next step is I'm going to change the word trends into a goal font. Now in order to do that, I'm going to go over to element on my left side over here, go on element, and then we're going to type in gold glitter. Right, once we have done that, I'm going to drag the gold glitter inside the frame, and I'm just going to let it go. So just pull and let go, pull, place it where you want it to be and let go, pull, place it over the frame and let go, pull, let go. And we're just going to do this step repeatedly until we have filled all the boxes with our glitter. So this is how you will get a glitter font in Canva. Alright, so the next step that I'm going to do, I'm going to select T. Once that has comes up, sorry, I'm going to type the word fashion. Once I have typed the word fashion, I'm then going to go for the font that's called Miss Truly. It's MISTULLY. Once I've got the font Miss Truly, now I'm going to place the word fashion above the word trends. Alright. Then I will be changing this font to white. Once I have done that, I am now going to go on effects and I'm going to go on shadow. So if you guys should look closely, you guys will see there's a shadow behind the word fashion. Now I'm going to tone down the offset. I'm going to change the direction of where I want it to be, and I'm tuning down the transparency so you can play around with all of these settings that it has. Next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to change that offset shadow to black, just like that. Alright, so I would want the transparency to be a little bit thicker, so I'm going to tone it up a bit, just like that. And if you want to space out or join in the text is somewhere, we go here at the space bar that's at the top. This has the arrow facing up and an arrow facing down with 3 lines beside that arrow. Once you go there, you will see letter spacing. Notice the letters are coming in closer, or you want the lines to get closer, or if you want the letters to be, you know, more spaced out, but I rather this font to be a little bit close, but not too close. So that's perfect for me. Now I am going to add a chali. It's not through, so I'm going to go over to element and I'm going to go into my recent use, and then this is my chali. Now in order to use this image, I'm going to have to select the image, go and edit image, and then I'm going to have to remove the background. Now you would have gotten a website that would allow you to remove the background from your photos, and that's a background remover. That's for the persons who don't have Canva Pro. Then I'm going to apply. So once I'm through, I'm just going to remove these excessive line, these borders, they are called borders, from the image, and then I'm going to size it down and place it where I desired. So I'm going to place it on top of the word fashion, sorry, on top of the word trend, and I'm just going to flip that chali, and I'm going to see how it looks when I place it there. I don't like how it looks there, so let me see. Okay, this seems a little bit better to me. Alright, so I'm going to reflip it again. Alright, so if you should look closer, there isn't anything spicy about this challenge, just rested on top of the word trend. So I'm going to go on edit image, and in this image I have a pop. So I'm going to go on shadows. Once you have gone on shadows, you would have seen dropped, angle, curved, and page lift and backdrop. So you will decide which of these will be best for you, but I normally just like to play around to see which goes perfectly for what I need. Alright, so I chose the one that has the back shadow, and I want to brighten the photo. So you can go, once you've completed that, and you would have looked under photogenics. So what it does, it helps to give you a brighter and a more enhanced of the photograph that you are using. Now forgive me because Canva has been a little bit slow, so forgive me. Alright, so while that takes its kind time to come up, there it is. And I would probably choose a more subtle background, and this is it. Now in order to spice this up a bit, to showcase to say that hey, I will then add another page, and I will come over an element, and I will select, and I will type shopping. Once I have typed shopping, I will go on photos, and I would select a photo that I would need to represent that this is shopping. So I think I'm going to use this image here. This is perfect. Then what I am going to do, I would use, so there's two ways. I can turn down the transparency like this, and then you could just copy all of this, group it, and duplicate it, and then bring it down here on this page. And then this would be the logo. This is what you will post on an Instagram post. Or I'm going to add a page again. I'm just going to duplicate it. So I will just remove these images here. Just change this to black, so I want you guys to still see what's going on. And I would grab this other photo here, position to the back, and then what I would do, I would go ahead and I would turn her down. Then I would go on gradient. Once I'm on gradient, I will select a gradient where, so the purple gradient, the orange gradient, those gradients are able to change the background color. So I am just going to select this purple gradient, pull it like that. Then I'm going to go on position, and I'm going to put it behind of my logo. Now in order to change the color of the gradient, you will see a color up here, on the left and upper section here. So I have the opportunity to change it to whichever color I want. So I can go ahead and change those colors, and then